What's up, spectators? Welcome back to an episode of Chaos Child. Last time we got into the Tokyo General Hospital, or whatever the name was, and then we were able to get into the psych ward. For some reason, the door magically opened on its own, so we snuck in, went into a room, saw a bunch of sumo sticker drawings written in blood, everyone got spooked, and now we've left the room.
ちょっと来て、そっちはいいから。先生にも連絡を。何かあったかもしれません。
I could hear frantic voices down the hallway.
まずい。
The hospital staff must have heard my scream. They probably thought something had happened to a patient. They were going to find us. Well, I guess we're going to the bathroom again. Did I just hear a sound from the emergency exit? Gotta say, someone's on our side. Some ghost. Serica jumped out the door.
Huh?
Anchu.
どう？そっちは？異常なしです。何があったんでしょう？
I could faintly hear the voices of the nurses running back and forth across the hallway. Evidently, they hadn't found us. I could hear Serica take a sigh of relief in the darkness. I used the light from my phone to look around. We were on the landing of a staircase. These were probably the emergency stairs. Serica looked down, illuminating the stairs with her own phone.
なんで開いてたんだ。
非常口だからでしょ？
でも閉鎖病棟だぞ。
If they were keeping the automatic door locked, there was no way they wouldn't lock the emergency exit.
きっと閉め忘れだ。
Did they? Could we really get that lucky? And I was sure I'd heard a sound.
たく、それより今はここから出ないと。
Serica pointed down the stairs.
そうだな。
I used the light from my phone to look at the knob of the emergency door. Good. It was the type that opened from the inside. The other doors probably were too.
下へ降りて出口を探そう。
オッケー。たく、さっきの壁の絵。
Serica was probably thinking the same thing I was. Was that where the creator of the sumo sticker was kept? Or someone who had something to do with the case? But in the end, I had no answer. There was a whole wall of sumo sticker images drawn in someone's blood. That was the only information we had. Serica seemed to understand that as well, because she didn't ask any more questions.
よし、開いた。
I unlocked the door and quietly opened it, then peered down the hallway beyond. Ew. I ducked without even thinking. I placed my hand on the open door to support myself, and then quickly yanked my body back inside toward the stairs.
なんであの二人がここにいる？
There was no mistaking it. Those were the two that Ito had noticed in the club room this morning. Serica stuck her head out just a little and saw them too. She dropped down. I put my hand over her mouth before she could finish. I know, so don't make any noise. Why were they here? Was there some connection between them and the sumo stickers after all? I could hear footsteps. Theirs. I couldn't move. They'd hear me. I froze and concentrated on what I was hearing. Good. They were heading further away. They were getting closer. Who were those two? What were they doing here? I would assume these are the same two people that were in at the very beginning of the game when the guy ate his own nasty hand. Right? I think it was two people that visited. It's gotta be these two.
もしかして事件の犯人は
取り返しのつかないことになる可能性だってあるの。
For a moment, I felt incredibly cold, like my whole body had gotten smaller. I don't know how that has anything to do with feeling cold. The hand I was holding against the door was slippery with sweat. My heart was pounding loudly and it hurt to breathe. Suddenly, my frozen body was yanked upward. I stumbled and tripped, then was yanked up again. Just as Serica kicked open some kind of door and dragged me through. I saw them pick up my phone. Nope. You're screwed now, man. Now they've got the video of your crotch. I collapsed right onto the ground. I wanted to catch my breath, but it wasn't working. My legs were shaking from exhaustion, and my hands were shaking from the still lingering terror. It was all I could do to muster a feeble nod. I had no idea why, but my hands shaking made me really mad. I slammed them into the asphalt. What were they doing there? And now they had my smartphone with all its data. All my songs. All my wallpapers. It couldn't be a coincidence. My breathing had calmed down. I needed to get my thoughts in order. The phone had a lock on it. They wouldn't be able to do anything with it immediately. It was clear that the sumo stickers were involved somehow. In particular,
まだ事件が起こっていないのに壁一面に貼られた力士シールが引っかかるな。
come to think of it, Kurusu said she was going to take down the security camera. What happened with that? Serica turned around, moving very slowly.
どうした?
What did that expression mean? Serica looked away from me for a moment, then back, as if afraid of something painful.
のんちゃんが刺された。
What?
Takuru 兄ちゃん。
来る。さあ。
Yui pointed towards the exam room in the back with a pained expression on her face. Again?
なんで。いや、クルズは。
静かにしなさい。一応病院なんだから。タク
Can
ル、
only hear so much of that.
何？
靴脱ぎなさい。
あ、
I'd
ごめん。
forgot. Oh, I'd forgotten to take them off when I came in, so I quickly yanked them off my feet.
何？
いや、その。
ああ、これ？
Kurusu lifted up her shirt just a little to show me her stomach. It was wrapped in a thick bandage.
13針。大したことない。
あ、
お前
Are you serious? Yo, punch this guy. As if it's his fault alone. I don't think so, buddy. Kick him in the balls. I collapsed to the ground, and then he grabbed me by the shirt and lifted me back up.
ざけんなよ。お前何してんだよ。
ちょっと川原くん。
探偵ごっこがなんか知らねえけど、余計なことしてるからこんなことになんだろうが。
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this the other guy? This isn't his friend. This is the other student council guy, isn't it? Okay, that's understandable. I thought it was his buddy.
死んでてもおかしくなかったんだぞ。
川原くん。
He pushed me away violently. My face stung from the punch. Well, you know what? You shouldn't have messed with the camera. You should have left it there. Stop interfering in things you shouldn't be interfering in.
はい。他にもいろいろ入っているそうです。
すまないな。
ゲンさん、ありがとうございました。川原くん、それゲンさんの家まで運ぶのを手伝ってもらえる？
いや、でも。
お願い。
わかったよ。
Did they not want to draw her in like a hospital gown? Was that too much work? Kawahara glared at me for a minute, then picked up a cardboard box and left.
おう、タク。
ケンさん。
まあ、いろいろだな。おう、ジョーちゃん、養生しろよ。
はい。ゲンさんも。相変わらずひょうひょうとしてる人ね。
どうして。いや、じゃなくて、その、何があったんだ。大丈夫なのか。
Kurusu's hand slowly stretched down to the wound on her stomach.
助けられたの。通りかかったゲンさんに刺したやつを取り押さえてくれた。あなたが仕掛けたカメラ、正確には伊藤くん？
それは。
まあいいね。とにかくカメラを外している時に妙なやつに声をかけられたの。聖なる結界の場所でどうしたこうした、意味がわからなかったけど、それでいきなり詰め寄られて。
And stabbed her?
まったくどこで売ってるのかしらね、ああいうナイフって。
Her voice was far more cheerful than I'd expected it to be. For some reason, that made everything suddenly seem real. Kurusu had really been stabbed.
それでどうなったんだよ。
殴って逃げたに決まってるでしょ。そこにゲンさんが通りかかって取り押さえて、で110番。タクル？
傷は大丈夫なのか？
脇腹を軽く削ぐような傷だから内臓は無事。大丈夫。
おや、宮代くん。来てたのか。久しぶりだな。
Whew, these beards or something. All right. Oh, you can't even call them beards. These hair strands, chin strands.
お、玄ちゃんと川原少年はどうした？
帰ってもらったの。
例のお土産は？
渡しました。川原くんに頼んだから。
I see, Dad said as he scratched his head. It really had been a while since I'd seen his face, not since I'd left the dorm.
佐久間さん、私はこれで。ああ、そうでしたね。この度は、ののがすいませんでした。いいえ、クルス君にはいつもお世話になっているので。じゃあ、クルス君、お大事にね。
ありがとうございます。ご迷惑おかけしました。
そうだ。宮代君もいるならちょうどいいか。
The teacher turned around and scratched his head the same way my dad did.
ちょっと言いづらいんだけど、それにまあ君たちが完全に悪いってわけでもないんだけど、おそらく新聞部は活動を自粛してもらうことになると思う。こんなことが起きちゃった以上は。
I nodded weakly. It didn't seem like there was anything else I could do.
まあね、これもいい教訓だと思って。いや、失礼かな。つまりね。
先生。
はい。
お疲れ様でした。
Kurusu made a motion to shoo him away.
はい。
Kurusu suddenly sighed.
疲れた。
お前、教師からも怖がられてんのか。
違います。あの先生はいつもあんな感じなの。父さん、やっぱり上で休む。
大丈夫か？明日の診察までは寝てていいぞ。
痛み少しだけど引いてきたから。自分のベッドの方が楽。
運ばれた病院で薬何もらったんだ？
ファロとロキ。少し多めに飲んだの。あげませんからね。
バカか。タグ。もし熱が出たらすぐ言えよ。
Kurusu slowly got up. I could see her holding herself up with her hands to avoid putting pressure on her stomach.
クルス。
タクル、あなた今日泊まっていきなさい。
Sorry, I had a mouthful of drink, so yeah, that just made me feel even more depressed. I said yes in a voice so small even I could barely hear it. Why does the teddy bear have no on its ears? What does that mean? No bear?
大丈夫よ。そんなにじっと見てなくても。
いや。
Kurusu slowly lay down on her bed. I told her I would help her get up to the third floor, but she said it would just make it harder for her to walk. At least I could bring the blanket all the way up to her shoulders.
ありがとう。やっぱり違和感あるわね。看病される側って慣れてないの。ちゃんと冷やしときなさいよ。
Kurusu pointed to my cheek. She must have been talking about where Kawahara hit me.
こんな時まで他人の心配するなよ。
and it was my fault that this had happened.
あなたね、言っておくけど。
Kurusu tried to raise her head up, but her wound must have hurt, because she grimaced and laid back down.
あなたのせいじゃないからね。刺されたのはあくまで私の責任。
でも僕がカメラなんて仕掛けなければ。
True if he hadn't put up the camera, but also true if she didn't go messing around with the camera. So,
それは確かに褒められたことじゃないけど、でも予想できたことじゃないでしょ。
That was true, but...
ああ、カメラは返しておく。ユイがその辺に置いてくれてない？
I looked around the room and saw there was a paper bag on the desk. The camera I'd had Ito set up was inside. There was some damage on the corner. It must have been dropped when she was stabbed.
どんなやつだ。
How dare she drop it as she's getting stabbed? Have a little responsibility. What was the guy who stabbed you like? Nice?
暗くてよく見えなかったけど、2、30歳くらいの男。ごめん、電気消してくれる？仰向けに寝てると眩しい。
ああ。
I turned off the lights. Kurusu sighed to calm herself down.
ゲンさんに取り押さえられて、警官が来るまでわめき散らしてた。俺のネットの継承に気づかないお前たちごときがとか、犠牲者の聖なる使いの俺に触れるなとかね。
I suddenly realized that reminded me of something. It was the same with that stuff about a barrier that Kurusu was saying downstairs. Could he be?
あのページの管理人？
詳しくは明日警察の人が来ていくつか聞くことがあるって言ってたから、その時わかるとは思うけど。
It felt like her voice was shaking a little.
クルス。
なんでもない。大丈夫。
It was too dark to see clearly, but I could tell that she had her hand on her face. I finally realized that she was holding back tears. I swore at myself. Of course she was. She'd been stabbed in the stomach. Of course she was scared. Neither of us said anything for a while. I couldn't bring myself to say another word. Nothing I said would be right, and it felt like it would hurt her. I couldn't see her face. I didn't know if she was crying. But even if she wasn't crying, she may as well have been.
Takuru?
Why would they not keep her overnight in the hospital? I mean... well... I don't know how long I was silent. My eyes had finally gotten used to the dark by the time she whispered.
言うとね、ラブレターもらったんですって。今野さん、覚えてる？
I didn't. I tried to remember, but maybe she wasn't expecting an answer.
5年生の時から同じクラスの。一度、優斗が休んだ時にプリントを持ってきてくれたメガネをかけた子。それをクラスの男の子にからかわれたらしくて。それでユイが。
And then she started to go on in a quiet voice. Rambling! She told me that Dad had been busy lately, that he was being as obnoxious as ever, that she'd ordered him to stop drinking for a week today. That Yui was still afraid of men, but that she'd made friends with a boy in her class. That Yuto wasn't getting any taller. He said it didn't bother him, but it obviously did. That the air conditioner in the living room wasn't working well, and she had Yui cut Dad's allowance to buy a new one. That the two of them were saving up their own allowance too. that the old woman who was a regular at Aoba Clinic, the one who taught Kurusu how to sew, wasn't doing so well lately. That she'd mixed up a clothes hanger with a clothespin, and one of the patients had laughed. I listened to her for a long time, only speaking occasionally. Her voice gradually got softer, and eventually I realized that she was talking in her sleep. Then I realized something.
そうか。
Kurusu was telling me everything that had happened here in the half year I'd been gone. What had happened at home. What Dad and Yui and YouTube Yuto had been up to. She'd been saying all this because she wanted me to know.
それでね。
As I waited for her to finish her sentence, I could hear her soft breathing. She'd fallen asleep. I slowly stood up, careful not to make a sound. I adjusted the blanket over her once more and went to leave.
たくる。
ん？
事件を追うのは。
She was probably talking in her sleep. I heard the rest as I left the room, and I understood what she was saying all too well. My room hadn't changed at all since I'd left half a year ago. It still had the same shelves, the same desk, and the same bed. Everything was as I remembered.
本当にびっくりするくらい何も変わってないな。
I figured it would either have been turned into a storage room or be covered in dust.
そうか。スマホは。
I checked my pockets for my cell phone, only to realize that I dropped it at the hospital. And that those two weird people had picked it up. I couldn't do it. I tried to remember what happened at the hospital, but instead, I found myself thinking about the girl in the next room. My body was tired. My brain was telling me I needed to think about everything that had happened tonight, but I felt too exhausted. So I took out the scrapbook from its usual spot on the shelf. The same articles, the same incidents from the past. I'd seen them so many times. I was tired of reading about them. The newspaper article was from around 6 years ago, during the Shibuya earthquake. The title was Robbery at a Refugee Shelter. My parents' names were in the article. Miyashiro Sanmaro. Miyashiro Eriko. The article said that the two of them had been killed by an unknown assailant. When I'd found out about this several months ago, I'd left the dorm and gone to live in Miyashita Park. I'd been told about my parents' death when I'd woken up from my coma, about a year after the earthquake. But Dad and Kurusu had told me that they'd been killed in the earthquake. I closed the scrapbook and put it back on the shelf. The fact that my parents were murdered instead of simply dying in the earthquake was a shock. But I think it was a lot less of a shock than Dad and Kurusu expected. I'd experienced the earthquake personally. I'd seen for myself how awful the looting and robbery was. And my parents had neglected me and spent all their time at work. The 5.5 years that had passed since their murder crushed any desire I had to find the killer and take revenge. No, maybe I would have never wanted to take revenge in the first place. My curiosity just made me want to find them.
そんなことより。
It was a shock to me that Dad and Kurusu were keeping it secret. There were 2 rules at Ioba dorm. After dinner, everyone had to gather around the dinner table and talk. And no one was allowed to keep secrets. Just before I'd left, we had a huge fight. During the fight, Kurusu had told me she didn't want to make things any worse after I'd woken up from my coma. But at the time, that sounded like nothing but an excuse. I thought we weren't supposed to keep secrets, Kurusu. I called her by her last name. By the time I'd calmed down enough to think about how she must have felt, I'd already moved to Miyashita Park. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. And we'll go ahead and leave it at that. We'll find out who's knocking at the door next time, because it's been 30 minutes. So, stay tuned for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!